This is the story about the historic launching of Tablets of the Divine Plan revealed by Abdu'l-Baha in 1916 and 1917 in Haifa, Palestine. They were made available after communication was restored at the Holy Land at the close of the First World War, when the armistice was signed. The Universal House of Justice speaks of the tablet this way as his grand design for the illumination of the planet through the spread of Baha'u'llah's teachings. Thus, when its pages are turned from its opening word to the last, there's not a spot on earth that is not beyond the reach of the divine plan that is all-inclusive, all-embracing, and all-encompassing. The tablets were intended for Baha'is in the neighboring countries of the United States and Canada to embark upon an international teaching mission, as well as regionally throughout North America, in which, for Canada, was Montreal, the city of Abdu'l-Baha's visit in 1912. In short, tablets were required catalysts for the sharing and spreading of the teachings of the Baha'i faith through travel at home and abroad. In Abdu'l-Baha's words, for the promulgation of the religion of God, for the diffusion of the fragrances of God. And this part 1 of 5 is about their dissemination worldwide. Abdu'l-Baha says, teaching the cause is of the utmost importance, for it is the head cornerstone of the foundation itself. And to those ends, initial steps unfolded in the United States and Canada, whose Baha'i communities were designated by Shoghi Effendi, guardian of the faith, as the chief executors for propagation. Again, these words by Abdu'l-Baha, that the oneness of the world of humanity may pitch her canopy in the apex of America, and all the nations of the world may follow this divine policy. That the most important of all things, says Abdu'l-Baha, is the guidance of the nations and peoples of the world. What impelled the tablets into action was an administrative structure embodying the tablets, resulting in consecutive 7-year teaching missions instituted by the Guardian. These culminated in a 10-year international plan in 1963, in which national spiritual assemblies of the world came together for the election of the first Universal House of Justice. Examples amongst so many of the teaching achievements that would unfold were the first Baha'i temple erected in the city of Chicago that marked the first in the continent. Also, as with designation of a Baha'i shrine in Montreal that was the Maxwell home where Abdu'l-Baha resided at the time of his historic visit in 1912. So it was then that with required firmness in the covenant, love and fellowship amongst Baha'is is, and to be able to travel was to fulfill noble and sacred services. And in these words of Baha'u'llah, teach ye the cause of God, for God hath prescribed unto every one the duty of proclaiming his message, and regardeth as the most meritorious of all deeds. Abdu'l-Baha reveals that he rested not a moment until the fame of the cause of God was noised abroad in the world, and the celestial strains from the Abha kingdom roused the east and the west. And this, he concludes, is the secret of faithfulness. This is the requirement of servitude to the threshold of Baha. And part 2 to follow elaborates on the scope and furthered unfoldment of the tablets of the divine plan.